They're in the gate. And they're off. Can You Dream and Duchess Cat, Atina Liz hustled hard to keep pace with the top pair. Long Range Pursuit, Kiss Me Coco, and the heavy favorite Authentically is at the back of the field through the opening quarter mile. And now it's Duchess Cat who emerges with the lead, opens up a length and a half on Can You Dream. Now it's 3 lengths suddenly, with Kiss Me Coco on the inside and Atina Liz 3 deep, 4.5 off the pace. Long Range Pursuit and Tiago Pereira has Authentically behind these sprinters in front of her. Down the back stretch, and it is Duchess Cat the leader. Has it by 2 lengths over Kiss Me Coco, and outside of her, Can You Dream in third. And Long Range Pursuit, Atina Liz, Authentically is in between those two. They've taken closer order. 4 lengths covers them past the half-mile pole. It's Duchess Cat, Kiss Me Coco applying some pressure now. These two sprint into the far turn together. A length and a half, Can You Dream third. Authentically steady progress now fourth. In front of Long Range Pursuit, Atina Liz has dropped out. Kiss Me Coco is the leader coming to the quarter pole, and Authentically moves into second. These two squaring off at the top of the stretch. Kiss Me Coco short lead, Authentically right up alongside. They come to the 8th pole together, Kiss Me Coco or Authentically. 5 lengths back, Long Range Pursuit between horses. Duchess Cat at the rail, Authentically, and Kiss Me Coco Authentically gets the upper hand and is home free. It's Authentically proving best and pulling clear to win it by almost 2. Kiss Me Coco second by a long, long way. Long Range Pursuit was third in front of Can You Dream. Cy Games is an official sponsor. They're in the gate. And they're off. And Cypress Moon is the quickest out of the gate. Coral Gables Kalen on the outside second. They're followed by Special Flower, who secures a good spot in third. They're in single file. Shamrockin' is fourth, already 7 lengths off the lead. And it's another 4 or 5 back to Strange Addiction. They string out past the half-mile pole with Cypress Moon on the engine. Has it by 3.5 lengths to Coral Gables Kalen. Then Special Flower racing in third and inching closer. 5 lengths back to Shamrockin', who's another half dozen clear of Strange Addiction. Midway on the far turn, Cypress Moon, the leader. That lead shrinking, Maldonado and Special Flower looming up dangerously on the outside. Coral Gables Kalen in between those two, and Shamrockin' is gaining momentum while hugging the rail. They're at the top of the stretch. Cypress Moon, Shamrockin' coming through on the inside, and Special Flower is in there too. Special Flower and Cypress Moon head-to-head. Special Flower takes the lead. Shamrockin' late. It's Special Flower, a perfect trip to victory. Shamrockin' gets second. Cypress Moon was third. They've loaded rapidly. And they're off. Celestial Skies is going to the front. Tupelo comes through on the inside to take the lead. East Boca Kibbutz is in third. And on the outside, Lucky Nia fourth. Then Can't Deal With It, who did not have the best of beginnings, fifth and 5 lengths off the lead. And My Eliana at the back of the field. They're heading into the far turn, chasing Tupelo, who has it by a length and a half. Celestial Skies in second. Now East Boca Kibbutz on the outside, moving up to claim that second spot. It's a gap of 3.5 or 4. Back to Lucky Nia. Can't Deal With It is next. And My Eliana's at the back. They have a quarter of a mile to go, and East Boca Kibitz on the outside comes to challenge Tupelo. Tupelo hanging tough. East Boca Kibitz is bearing down in second. Can't deal with it. Is now starting to kick in after going a bit wide and starting to kick in fast. Here comes Can't Deal With It on the outside with a huge stretch kick, hand-ridden late by Barrios to win decisively. East Boca Kibitz in second. Then it was Tupelo third, Celestial Skies fourth. Medal 1 is the official vodka partner of Santa Anita Park. Try the Santa Anita Mule made with up. In the gate. And they're off. Curly's Agenda just stood still when the gate opened and is well behind. Classico broke on top and opens up 3 lengths in the first few jumps. Kigman and Trailblaze in particular, flashing sharp early speed while going wide into the first turn and trying to put some pressure on Classico through the opening stages. That group followed by It's Time, Inside Dream Rider. It's a gap of 4 back to Biggie, who's 5 clear of Curly's Agenda. Onto the backstretch, and it's Classico and Kazushi Kimura in charge, leading it by 2.5 lengths, heading toward the half-mile pole. At the rail, Keegman and Trailblaze right next to one another, and in behind them comes It's Time, racing on the inside, 3.5 or 4 lengths off the leader into the far turn. Dream Rider is right next to him as they take closer order. Biggie, 8 off them, and 4 more to Curly's Agenda. Approaching the quarter pole, Classico. Keegman moving in, though, within 3/4 of a length of him. Then it's a gap of 6 lengths to a lineup of 3, and Biggie just needs to find room, opting to go to the outside while picking up momentum with a furlong left to go. It's Classico, 1.5 lengths. Keegman trying his best in second. Biggie flying home, but there is a lot of ground to make up, and it's Classico in command throughout. Classico wins by 2.5. Biggie completes the Doug O'Neill exacta. Then it was Keegman and Dream Rider. Medal 1 is the official vodka partner of Santa Anita Park. Try the Santa Anita Mule made with and Walking the Beach. In the gate. And they're off. Walking the Beach is going straight to the front. Here's Faithful Truth now sprinting up to take the lead, but with plenty of company. Aloha Dreamin' now kicks it in and is naturally fastest of all. Morgan's Bluff moves through to take second. Faithful Truth now third. After a very slight bobble, Booster Club is fourth, 4 lengths off the lead. Then Walking the Beach second to last and 2 clear of Selse. 3.5 furlongs to go, and Aloha Dreaming is the target. Opening up at will now. The lead is up to 3 lengths and expanding. Morgan's Bluff is in second. Booster Club down at the rail in third. Walking the Beach is 3 deep as Faithful Truth loses ground. 2 clear of Selse. In the meantime, Aloha Dreamin's lead is 5 lengths. Morgan's Bluff, Walking the Beach taking up the chase with Booster Club at the rail. Mid-stretch for Aloha Dreamin' clear by 6 lengths now. Walking the Beach and Booster Club both getting closer, but time has run out. Aloha Dreamin' cruises home. Wins it by 3. Second went to Booster Club, just in front of Walking the Beach. Then a photo between Morgan's Bluff and Selse. They're in the gate. And they're off. Even start. Tam's Little Angel in the center of the course. Catarini has early speed too. Candy Bar is down at the rail. Lady Laoban and Chai is in between horses on a tight hold too. Shin Jadai has 3 lengths to make up, while widest of all, Chai having some difficulty steadying a bit into the first turn along the inside. They round the turn, and it is Tam's Little Angel leading the way a half a length, getting mild pressure from Catarini in second. Candy Bar, Lady Laoban, Shin Jadai across the course, third, fourth, and fifth. Then comes Chai, 6 lengths off the lead. Dea Matrona is next, followed by She's Splendid and Big Mama Sue. They're covered by 7 lengths. And it's Tam's Little Angel passing the half-mile pole with Catarini right off alongside. 2 more back to Candy Bar, getting a good trip at the rail. And next to her comes Lady Laoban. Shin Jadai is 3 wide, 4 lengths off the lead. Dea Matrona is next. Chai is the gray down on the inside, trying to make some headway. A couple of lengths to the other gray, She's Splendid. And Big Mama Sue past the quarter pole and turning for home. And now here's Shin Jadai coming with a 4 wide bid. And following her is Dea Matrona. In the meantime, Candy Bar has snuck through. It's Candy Bar, Shin Jadai, and Dea Patrona. Dea Patrona set down for the final 16th of a mile by Juan Hernandez to get the money. Candy Bar was second. Shin Jadai third. Photo for fourth between Chai, who ran a good race, and She's Splendid. We're in the gate. And they're off. And Gauger flies out of the gate. Tate Batts has plenty of early speed, a clear-cut second. Here's Good Golly Tiz Molly moving through willingly alongside Have Style, who's in that mix too. Another 0 has enough early speed to be right in the fight. Another 3, Tate Batts has settled well off them. Then Lady Ruth, Genuine Grace is second to last, and Krista McAuliffe at the back. It's Gauger into the far turn, 3 furlongs out, in front by a length. Another 0 is in second. Good Golly Tiz Molly, 2 off the leader in third. Then Have Style asked to pick it up in fourth. Tate Batts 6 lengths off the lead, followed by Krista McAuliffe. They turn for home, and it's Gauger just in front. Another 0 firing a big shot. Good Golly Tiz Molly. And then it's Tate Batts. Good Golly Tiz Molly is now kicking in between horses and takes command, running to her pedigree today. Good Golly Tiz Molly wins it, going away by 2.5. Another 0 second. Photo for third between Tate Batts and Gauger. Please focus. They're in the gate. And they're off. So I'm Told is going to the front. Feel the magic. But here's Please Focus, intent on getting to the front. And on the inside, So I'm Told, trying to deny. So Please Focus. Ayuso puts the pedal to the metal and gets what he wants over to the inside and in command. So I'm Told is now racing in second, and Feel the Magic a close-up third. They're followed by Druidic, who's 3 wide. Mongolian Apple is racing in between horses, and down at the rail comes Bruto, who's a good 6 lengths off the lead as they swing on to the back stretch. Trusty Rusty and Malibu Rocks are next to one another, and 3 more to Uncle Evco. They run past the half-mile pole, or will shortly, and it's Please Focus, the leader. Has it by a length and a half. Feel the Magic in second, So I'm Told third. Druidic in the black colors is fourth, 3.5 or 4 lengths off the lead. Then comes Mongolian Apple, who's down on the inside, 1.5 lengths back. Malibu Rocks has 10 lengths to make up, passed just now by Trusty Rusty. Bruto drops back. And outside of him is Uncle Evko. 1/4 mile to go, and Please Focus trying to cling to this lead. Turns for home, 2 lengths in front of So I'm Told. Feel the Magic on the outside, third. Trusty Rusty making some headway late. 16th pole, and So I'm Told trying to close that gap on Please Focus. Please Focus, though, is tough on the lead. Trusty Rusty coming late. It will be Please Focus. Nice ride, Ayuso, securing the front-running victory. Trusty Rusty was second, So I'm Told third, several in the battle for fourth and fifth.
Hi, everybody. In exactly 13 weeks, it's the running of the Kentucky Derby. In exactly 9 weeks, it's the running of the Kentucky Derby, the Santa Anita Derby. And in approximately 4 weeks, our seminar guest today, she's going to deliver a beautiful baby girl to the world. Hi, everybody. My name is Tom Quigley, VIP Player Concierge. Delighted to sit next to the 2021 Eclipse Award winning apprentice jockey. She's now a member of the Santa Anita Simulcast team. Her name, Jessica Pyfer. Jessica, happy Saturday. Welcome to the seminar.
Happy Saturday, TQ.
You're
Thanks
smiling from ear to ear, of course, naturally. You're in fold. Motherhood is about to be bestowed upon you.
Yes.
How's life?
It's good. Super excited. It's all I've ever wanted, and part of the reason why I quit riding races and ended up taking the position with XBTV in Santa Anita. So everything is in place. We're super excited. Me and jockey Ricky Gonzalez having our first baby girl. So
we're excited for your future as well. But you on your Twitter bio, you basically proclaim that you like talking about horses. You're obviously on the back of a lot of horses. You had 88 wins in your career. As I mentioned, you won the Eclipse Award. But you just love talking about horses. Why is that?
Yeah, I feel like this was the perfect job for me because all I do is ride horses or talk about horses my entire life. So I love the sport. I love analyzing races. I think it's so exciting when you find something that maybe other people haven't found. And being aboard them in the morning gives me a huge advantage, gives a lot of people advantages. Millie's out there in the morning on the pony, and I just feel like when you can see them in the morning and see how they train and know their quirks, you can really bring a different side of analyzing races and analyzing horses to the racetrack.
But at the end of the day, it's all about the horse, right? It's the love for the horse. That's really what drew me into the game, believe it or not. I was a young man growing up in Chicago, went to Arlington Park. I couldn't believe such a beautiful spectacle was being held, with the beautiful jockey silks and the horses running on the turf course. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's all about the appreciation and the love for the horse.
It is, and that was instilled in me from when I was a baby. My mom had me on the back of a horse before I could even crawl, and so I intend to do the same thing with my daughter, just to let you know. But it was instilled in me from a very young age. My biological father was a jockey. My mom's been on the backside for her entire life and has ridden and galloped the best horses in the game, including obviously who won the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint in 2016. And then my stepdad being Phil D'Amato. It's just, you can't really get out of it.
No, you were born into it.
I was born into it, and I'm so thankful that I was, because I don't know what I would be doing without horses.
We've talked about this before. You were actually the exercise rider for Omaha Beach, who has now become a prolific sire. Is he one of the favorite horses you ever got on the back of?
Oh, yeah. Him and Copian, who is his daughter.
Sure.
Those two are up in the top of the ranks for me. They are just unbelievable horses. And I feel like Omaha Beach, he's going to be an even better sire because he's brought his class and his maturity to all of his foals. All of the foals that I've been on that are produced by him have been almost just like him. They're very classy, easy to work with, and talented. So I am super excited for his stud career, but he was an awesome horse.
So as horse players, we talk about the word class. There's obviously class. Class is a real thing. You can tell when there's a classy individual that you might be exercising or that you're even handicapping.
Definitely. When you sit on the back of a horse who just exudes class, you feel different. And that's how I felt when I would get on Omaha Beach to work him. You would just feel that there was something different in him than all the other horses that you've been on before. They know what they're doing. They know their job. They kind of just wait for you to tell them what to do. And just being around them, they're just different. It's hard to explain, Tom, but it's just different.
It's like driving a Kia versus driving a Maserati, right? Once you get inside the doors of a Maserati, you're in a different type of automobile.
Exactly.
Do you miss riding at all? Obviously, right now you can't, but you mentioned you were on the back of some horses exercising them. Do you miss either the afternoons or the mornings?
I definitely do. I miss the mornings more, I have to say. I told you I love just being able to get to know the horses, and even though I'm so grateful I had an amazing jockey career, I've always loved the mornings more because I feel like you really get to know the horse. You get to know their personalities. You get to know their quirks. And I feel like I got this from my mom. My mom loves to get on the difficult ones. She loves the hard ones. She likes to make a difference in them. And I definitely inherited that from her. I like to get on the ones that nobody else wants to get on, that nobody else likes, so that I can make them mine and hopefully change them a little bit and give them good experiences. So I've just really loved getting on horses that maybe haven't run so well or have some quirks that I think I can fix and see them running better than they've ever ran before.
Would you say that you're fearless?
I mean, there's always a little bit of fear. There's always a little bit of fear, and I'm sure when I go back after having this baby, I'm gonna have even more than I've ever had. But it's something that just comes natural, and I feel like I've been blessed to have that. And I mean, look at my parents; they both were natural horsemen, and so I feel like I've just naturally kind of stepped into that as well.
What have you learned as a handicapper being on the simulcast desk that maybe you didn't realize when you were a jockey and/or an exercise rider before that?
A lot. I'm still learning. I can tell you. I'm still asking Michelle and Zoe things every single day, and Millie. Still learning a lot. But I would probably say the difference in class levels. As a jockey, you look at their past races, you look at what they've been doing in the mornings, you see how they've run before, but you don't really analyze, when they're dropping so much
Where
in
they
class
fit.
or where they fit. It's kind of more the trainer's job and the agent's job. You just get on and ride. So I've learned a lot about class levels, condition books, that kind of thing.
You mentioned agents, the word agents. Of course, we'd be remiss in not mentioning Brandon O'Brien, your agent when you won the Eclipse Award. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, currently Ricky Gonzalez's agent.
Yeah, went from wife to husband.
It's all in the family.
Yeah, and he's one of our best friends, so it really helps that we're all so close. And he's done a great job with Ricky recently as well. So
I was just going to say, Ricky's really had a great start with limited opportunities to this meet. It's got to make you proud. It's got to make him a happier person around the house.
Super proud. Yeah, he actually said to me the other day, he got in the car after the races, and he said, I'm just having so much fun right now, and I know what it's like to not have fun
as a rider
when you're in the trenches.
Sure.
And that made me so happy that he came home and said that, because I love when he's having fun. When he's comes home and he's not having as much fun or doesn't win on the day, it's not as much fun for me. But he just feels like he's putting every horse in the right position. He's riding correctly. He's giving the horse every chance to win. And for him to say that and say he's having fun right now was just the joy of my day.
And he's getting in great barns. What comes to mind is that big stakes win for Michael McCarthy at a big price down at Delmar. I mean, he's getting a lot of opportunities, and success begets success. The more he wins, the more opportunities he's going to get from those rock solid barns.
Exactly. We're still working on my dad. Phil D'Amato. Come on.
He's a tough one. We're going to find out who Jessica likes on today's 9-race card. We've got 2 stake races, including a loaded maiden race in race number 6. There are some scratches throughout the card, so we're going to toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramati and get the early changes for today's card here at the Great Race Place.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the Great Race Place. The track is fast and the turf course firm. The rail on the turf is at 0 feet. Here are the early changes. The first race has early pick 5 wagering and no changes. Note that there is a carryover in the Sunset pick 6 of $8,423. It starts today with Gulfstream's 10th. In race 2, no scratches or jockey changes. Turning to the third, race 3 today, no changes. The fourth race kicks off the pick 6. It's the San Pasqual Stakes. Scratch number 5, Pony Express. In the fifth, scratch 2, Just a Kiss. And scratch number 9, Green Zone. 2 and 9 are out. All turf pick 3 and late pick 5 start with the fifth. In the sixth, scratch 1, Duntov. 3 crude velocity, and 6 ruler of law. Race 6, scratch 1, 3, and 6. In the 7th, the megahertz, just the blinker note. Late pick 3 starts with the 7th. In the 8th, scratch 3, March of Time, scratch 4 for all mankind. 3 and 4 out of the 8th, which offers $5 late double wagering. And in the 9th, scratch number 1, Silky Save, scratch 4, Acoustic Kitty, scratch 6, Little Opal, scratch number 13, Kizazi, and scratch number 14, Lady Detective. Race 9, which has super high 5-way drink, scratch 1, 4, 6, 13, and 14. Coast to Coast Pick 5 wagering is offered every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Starts with Gulfstream's 9th today, low 15% takeout retail wager only. Fast and Firm on a beautiful day in Arcadia. They'll be at the gate for race 1 in 57 minutes. Let's go back to Quigley's Corner. And his special guest today is Jessica Pyfer Gonzalez.
Welcome back. It's our pleasure to have Jessica Pyfer as our seminar guest today. You'll see her on the simul desk later this afternoon here at the Great Race Place. But Jessica, let's get a preview of today's 9-race card, kicking things off in race number 1, which of course begins the popular 50-cent early pick 5. We are in the turf course sprinting, 6 furlongs of the distance. The rails today are at 0 feet. It's for maiden special weight Calbreds. Good field of 8. Take note, number 4, Little Raymond is a first-time gelding. The Maury Line favorite in the current betting choice at even money is number 7, Maury Wills from Your Father's Barn. Before we talk about Maury Wills and who you like in the race, Nick Alexander, prominent owner here in Southern California. He's got a lot of horses with your dad. You might or might not recall Nick owned a very prestigious BMW dealership in downtown Los Angeles. Radio commercials all over the place. Nick can't say no.
Yeah.
Has Nick ever said no to you?
No, he is not. He loves me like a daughter. Thank goodness.
He's a cool cat, right? I mean, he's been in horse racing for a long time. He loves the sport. He's a good man, and obviously he's a prominent owner and breeder.
He's awesome. Yeah, we often go up to his farm and up to his place up in San Ynez.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Visit all the babies. And it's just, he's really treated us like family. So he supported me a lot in my riding career and can't thank him enough for that.
Santa Ynez is next to Solvang, as you well know, but I mean, it couldn't be more different because Santa Ynez is like the wild, wild west with the horse farm, the great restaurants, the rolling hillsides. It's kind of one of the hidden jewels.
Don't forget the wine tasting.
Well, you know, I'm more of a Jack Daniels type of guy, but nevertheless, don't forget Neverland, right? Michael Jackson. But all kidding aside, Santa Ynez is a beautiful, spectacular place. Like I mentioned, one of the hidden jewels of the California breeding operation here in the state of California.
Yeah, a bunch of farms up there, Barton Thoroughbreds,
Tommytown.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful place. My dream has always been to have a little bit of a farm up there. So hopefully Ricky wins more races.
Yeah, come on, Ricky, wake up and win some more races for Jessica. All right, enough kidding aside. Your dad has the favorite, but I have a feeling you like another runner in the race.
I do. I actually chose Ricky in the first race. I like the one Big Bill on top. Trainer Mark Klatt having a phenomenal meet right now, hitting at 20%. And this horse's short races, the sprints, he's just ran his best races. So he gets back to the sprint today. And I think he's the class of the field. I think he'll set the perfect trip on the rail, saving ground, and hopefully Ricky can just angle out once he gets to the stretch and make the move. Maury Wills, I do like him. I put him underneath. I think turf is going to be just fine for him. His dam, Enola Gray, multiple graded stakes winner on both dirt and turf, and he has shown that he has talent. So I think switching to the turf is going to be the right move for him. He's ran well on the dirt, but I think turf is going to be his thing. I just am going to take a wait and see since it's his first time and go with one who's been proven at the sprint distance on the turf in the number 1.
And just because you look through the pedigree for race number 1, it's interesting. Big Bill, your top selection, sired by English Channel. Number 7, Maury Wills, your dad's horse, you selected second, Audible. Both, they don't stand in California. They stand in the state of Kentucky. They obviously brought the mares to Kentucky and brought them back here to support the California breeding program. So a couple of well-bred runners in race number 1 for you.
Yeah, Nick's done that a lot recently. He, I know with one of my favorite fillies, Just Graze Me, he bred, I'm forgetting the sire now, but bred in Kentucky, brought her back, and now she's cow-sired and cow-bred. So I love that he's been doing that, bringing a lot more differentiality to Southern California.
And it pays to be Calbred, as you probably know. From a handicapping standpoint, they changed the eligibility requirements. Now, if you're a Calbred, not only can you break your maiden for the special weight allowance division, but also you can run short and long twice on both surfaces. So you literally could make close to $300,000 as a Calbred before you even have to take a look at a claiming tag or other options.
Yeah, I think it's a great incentive for people to breed more in California.
Race number 2 begins the 50-cent early pick forward, spreading 6 furlongs on the main track. This is a non-winners of 3 race for $10,000 claimers. Field of 6. Mark Glad, Ricky Gonzalez team up again with the morning line favorite, number 5, Captain Sparrow. 9-5 on the morning line. Are you going all in on a daily double here?
I'm going all in on a daily double. Actually, Ricky said this himself.
Did he help you with your handicapping today?
He said, I'm going to try to hope and pray that I get the early double. So I'm going all in on that. Captain Sparrow dropping from the 25 level to the 10 level should be a really good drop for him. As you can see, 3 back, he won very nicely from the outside post with a 91 buyer speed figure. Claim was waived that day, and I thought it was a really impressive race. He stepped up to the first condition allowance level. Too tough for him, had a bad trip against some really nice horses, came back, had a good race, I thought, last time, and then off the layoff, he's been working really good and dropping into the perfect spot.
And you talked earlier, before we went to the break for scratches, Jessica, you talked about Michelle and Zoe and Millie teaching you about different class levels. And I know Michelle gave you this class lesson. This particular horse on top that you like, number 5, Captain Sparrow, broke his maiden for $20,000. Michelle, you always says cut it in half, and that's where he fits.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where Mark Glad has the horse today.
I use that all the time now.
Not only do we use it all the time, but it also is very effective, because more often than not, the horse actually winds up winning.
Yeah, it does.
Simple but effective.
Very effective.
And who do you like to complete the exact if Ricky unfortunately doesn't win race 2?
I use the number 4 Broadway Unions for trainer Hector Palma. It's just a very consistent horse. That's what I tend to look at when I'm deciding whether, 2 horses look very similar and what they could do in the race, but consistency is key for me. If a horse has been running well its last at least 6 starts, I have to use them. So I thought he fits it well in here. He's ran at the level before, and he's been right there. So I had to use him underneath.
We all know that it's very dangerous being a jockey, and unfortunately last weekend at Gulfstream Park, Umberto Rispoli went down in a spill. Have you had a chance to either talk to Umberto or his family and kind of get a read on what his current, vibes are like in terms of, looking forward despite difficult circumstances?
Yeah, he had another surgery yesterday, 2 surgeries in 1 week. We FaceTimed him a few days prior to that, and he was really in good spirits. I mean,
considering, right?
Yeah, he's thankful that that's all that happened.
Course.
I think when anyone goes down, they're just thankful that they're still here. And so it's been really good to hear from him that he's doing well. He's flying back here soon to be with his family, which I'm sure he's super excited about. So,
and he has 2 boys. One of them, or at least one of them, sure looks like he's on his way to becoming a jockey as well. He runs around all day, kind of flagging the stick and pretending to be his dad. So it's cute to see his wife and 2 boys running around. The racetrack's a really cool community, right? I mean, you're obviously become friends with families like that because of the proximity you guys have, and you're almost together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's hard when an injury happens.
It is.
Race number 3, we're going to turn the page and take a look at race 3, where we're traveling 1 mile on the turf course for fillies and mares, $25,000 claimers, non-winners of 2 races lifetime. We've got a field of 6. Number 2, With Love, is the 8-5 Maury line favorite from the John Sadler barn. Did you watch the Eclipse Awards just a few nights ago? Did you see John Sadler win an Eclipse Award with Super Corridor?
Yeah, and she was actually my top pick in the Breeders' Cup that day. So
congratulations.
I really liked her. I had some money on her.
Nice. Her maiden win here at Santa Anita was so impressive. I was mad at myself down at Delmar for not picking her, or at least considering her, because visually that was such an impressive maiden victory.
Yeah, she was super impressive. I thought when she came back and went long for the first time, she was also very impressive. So she was my live long shot in the Breeders' Cup. picks, and I used her and loved her. But with Love, who's in this race, I actually used to gallop her every single day when she was in my dad's barn, Phil D'Amato's barn. John Sadler ended up claiming her. I still go by and say hi to her when I see her on the track. And when she comes over to school, I go give her a kiss.
Does she recognize you?
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like they recognize my voice because I have that high-pitched, squeaky voice. But I feel like a lot of them do. And I really love her. And she is I'm kind of shocked that she came back off that super impressive race off the layoff, and they're choosing just to put her in for 25 today. I was a little shocked about it, but I think she ran so well off of that layoff. They gave her enough time to come back today and run well. And John Sadler, with this kind of drop, is 100% in the last 5 years.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
So she's my top pick. Yes.
You also give a little love to Exington, and I have a feeling I know the reason why, because at least on paper, there's not a whole lot of early speed to go with her early.
Exactly. No early speed. She's proven that she can run at the mile. Last time, 1 1/8, I think, was just a little too far. Cutting back to the mile today should be perfect, and trying to get a little bit of a price in there in that exacta.
Race number 4 is the first of 2 stakes races on today's card. It's the Grade 2 San Pasquale Stakes, going 1 1/8 on the main track. One scratch the original morning line favorite. Number 5, Pony Express, leaves us with a field of 5. Likely morning line favorite now will be number 3, Getaway Car, 2-1, likely to go lower from the Bob Baffert barn. Jessica, yesterday the pick 6 paid in excess of $6,800. Here were the win mutuals for those 6 races. Sounds easy in retrospect. $6.20, $10, $3, $7.60, $6.20, and then the big one at the end for Steve Knapp, $24. Please focus with, I believe, Armando Ayuso in the saddle, went wire to wire. But the pick 6 always pays well, even when favorites win. Who do you think is going to win race 4?
I actually have the 6 Westwood on top here, a bit of a price. I honestly didn't love the other 2 favorites. I thought Pony Express was going to be vulnerable today, and I also think Getaway Car could also be vulnerable. Midnight Mammoth, he ran an incredible race coming back off the layoff. I thought it was too short for him that day since he was cutting back to 7 furlongs, and he just showed such fight down the lane. But I worry because he ran such a good race off the layoff and got one of the highest buyer speed figures he's ever gotten that he might bounce today. He's coming back in short rest. He just ran a few weeks ago, and I just worry that he's coming back too fast and has the bounce factor into him a little bit. So I went with a horse who I feel like could be right there, who has tactical speed, which is Westwood with Kazushi Kimura aboard. He takes the blinkers off today. He's been a little bit too keen in the early stages of his last few races, so I like that they take the blinkers off. And there's a ton of speed in this race, so I feel like if there's anyone who can sit, relax, and come with a run, it's going to be Westwood.
Let's kind of revisit the comment that you just made, Jessica, regarding number 6 Westwood taking blinkers off. When you were riding or when you were exercising horses, could you tell whether blinkers might inhibit or might improve a horse? Are there things that they kind of tell you from a body language standpoint? Do they get spooked? I'm just guessing. I've never been out in the morning on the back of a horse. Do they get spooked when another horse goes by? Like, what gives you the inclination to maybe recommend to the trainer, let's try and take the blinkers off this horse?
Yeah, 100%, especially in the mornings. I feel like even more so than the afternoons. When you're working in company and a horse is coming up next to you, and if the horse is kind of like wondering where that horse is, or
they can hear it, but they can't see it.
Exactly. You definitely want to either put a bigger blinker on so that they're not worried about that horse, or take them off so that they can see them and then they're not worried about the horse. So I think there's definitely ways that you could see and tell whether a horse needs blinkers or if they should take them off. A lot of the time recently, I've realized that people are just kind of seeing what sticks to a wall, where they, the horse has been in blinkers its entire career and isn't running well. And so they just decide to take them off and see if it makes a difference. And I think that's a great idea. You always want to see if a horse can improve with something that you've never tried before. So.
And I like that angle as a handicapper as well. Let's use another one, first-time turf. The classic example is a horse like John Henry. Didn't do anything on the main track. Suddenly they put him on the turf course and he became a multiple graded stakes winner. Yeah. You just never know. The horse can't communicate to you, but if you just change something, the distance of the race, the surface, blinkers on, blinkers off, first-time gelding, those are things that I like to see as a handicapper, because most handicappers just simply glide right past it, but it could be the reason for a big improvement.
Also, I feel like when a horse gets gets older, let's say it's been running like this since it was from the age of 2 till the age of 5, and now they're a 7 and 8-year-old, and they change. They're different horses when they're 7 and 8 and 9 years old. So I like seeing the trainers being able to change something in the equipment, or what bit they're going in, what blinkers they have on. I think that can also really make a difference in just the maturity of the horse.
Let's see if you can make a difference in race number 5. That's because it begins both the 50-cent late pick 5 as well as the $3 all turf pick 3 wager with a reduced 15% takeout. And we kick off both wagers in race 5, going 1 mile on the turf course for Calbred, fillies and mares, allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of one other than. There are 2 scratches in race 5. Take out the 2 and the 9, the morning line favorite from the Jeff Mullins barn, number 5, Maya Kama at 5-2 on the morning line. I know you wanted to show a replay for this race. Tell us who it is and why.
Yeah, I was really upset when the number 2, Just a Kiss, actually scratched Andy Mathis's horse. She was on top for me, but now with the scratch of her, I went to the other horse who's first time against winners, which is Apple Pie. We're going to show a replay for her from January 11th here at San Anita when she broke her maiden at 6 furlongs on the turf. I just think she's going to really relish with the extra distance, and you'll see her. She was number 6 in this race. The gray kind of sat back behind horses and made one run on the outside.
Let's take a look at her winning her last race at odds of 6-1.
And they're off. All in the game, Turkey Bird on the extreme outside, and in between them, Tiger of the Sea is the quickest, and so the favorite takes over. It's Tiger of the Sea. Syntax moves up to take second, Turkey Bird third, Sally's Wish along the rail in fourth. Then Fielder's Choice safely in fifth, 5 lengths off the lead. 2 clear of Pure Chaos on the inside of All in the Game as they head past the half-mile pole. That group followed by Apple Pie, who's caught 4 wide into the turn. The 2 trailers, Sibo and Adverse Selection is at the back. Around the far turn, and it's Tiger of the Sea leading the way by 2 over Syntax. Then Sally's Wish, Turkey Bird in fourth, followed by Pure Chaos, fifth and 4 lengths off the lead. Apple Pie trying to mount a wide bid, and Adverse Selection is starting to run while well back, but kicking into high gear with 1 furlong to go. Pure Chaos trying to find room in behind the 2, battling it out, Tiger of the Sea and Syntax, and Adverse Selection just keeps on rolling along with Apple Pie. Driving finish, 5 across the track. Apple Pie up.
Apple Pie got the job done at 109-2. Really kind of a blanket finish there, but 10-1 odds. Certainly a good betting price in race number 5, Jess.
And I liked her that day, and I love apple pie. So even more reason to like her. I love the name. But I just thought she ran so well in that second career start. I know she's going first time against winners, also first time long, but I think she's going to really relish with the extra distance. As you can see, she just got there at the last stride, and I felt like if it was even further, she would have won by more lengths. So I like her going into today. I used her underneath. I did use the favorite in Maya Kama on top. She's just been so proven in every single thing that she's done. Long on the turf, short on the turf, down the hill, on the main track going a mile. So she is one of the most consistent horses in this race, and she's coming back off of a win. So, and Jeff Mullins can't really do anything wrong right now.
He sure can't. We're living in Jeff Mullins' world. Race number 6 begins the 50-cent late pick 4. This is the maiden race I was talking about. Maiden special weight 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs on the main track. There are 3 scratches. 1, 3, and 6 will not compete. That means the likely post-time favorite will be the second-time starter on the bottom, number 8, Captain Shreve from the George Papapadromo barn. Speaking of Jeff Mullins, George Papapadromo can't do anything wrong either these days.
Yeah, there's a lot of trainers who are just winning really well right now.
Doug O'Neill and Jaramillo are doing well together. Mark Glatt.
Yeah.
Ricky Gonzalez we hope to include in that conversation. But Captain Shreve is likely to be the post-time favorite, but one of his main rivals is number 7, Patente from the Bob Baffert barn, a first-time starter who cost $2.4 million. You wanted to show a workout courtesy of FirstTV.com.
Yes, we'll look at this workout from January 25th. This was last week. Patente is on the outside. Juan Hernandez aboard in this work, will not be aboard in the afternoon, but I thought he broke really well. Now Juan just takes a hold of him, kind of wants him to sit back behind that other horse. And Duntov was actually supposed to be running today in this race, so you might want to look at him for the future. He ended up scratching, but Patente, why run 3 when one will do?
Correct.
Right?
That's Bob Baffert's motto.
So I really like that he broke well, but was able to show some class and be able to come back and sit behind the other horse. I think it was very good schooling for this horse. And even though Crude Velocity was coming in with a lot of good works, I actually quite liked Potente a little bit more because he has shown a lot more class in the mornings, where I felt like Crude Velocity had a little bit more greenness to him. So you can see him coming on the outside with those blinkers on, gets head in head with the other horse, and Juan kind of just asks him to finish up a little bit better. He switches leads really elegantly, nice and easy, and a very good work from him. He ends up getting an even better gallop out, passing Duntov on the inside. So I thought this was a very good work. I actually used him on top and then singled him, actually. So I think Potente is the only one to consider here in race number 6.
Race number 7 is our second stakes race on today's card. It's the Megahertz Stakes, grade 3 for fillies and mares, going 1 mile on the turf course. Also, race 7 begins the $3 late pick 3 with a reduced 15% takeout. Good field of 9 here. Morning line favorite from your dad's bar. Number 2, Public Assembly, 5-2 on the morning line. Looks, at least on paper, Jessica, that there's a lot of early speed to set up the late kick for Public Assembly. Is that how you saw this race?
That's exactly how I saw it. I felt like a lot of these fillies and mares were very similar to each other. They've run in a lot of the same races. They've run together even before. And so I felt like you really had to look at the way the race was going to unfold. And like you said, a lot of early speed. I think Public Assembly is very adaptable. She can sit right behind the pace or even a little bit further back if they're flying early on the lead. I know she's been training well coming into this race, so Public Assembly is it for me. And I think Hector Barrios is going to fit her really well. First time aboard her, but he has those soft, quiet hands that I think will really do her some good.
Let me ask you a question, Jessica. It's a little bit of a nerdy question, but it just came to mind looking through the sires for the Megahertz. My Perfect Wave, sired by American Pharaoh. I saw Nyquist in here looking at Lucky. Do you ever go back via YouTube, maybe when you're bored one night, and take a look at some of those old race replays when the horse won either the Classic, the Triple Crown races, or anything like that? Are you a big historian buff?
I don't go back and watch them, but I feel like I remember a lot of those races. I mean, I was British Cup when American Pharaoh won at Keeneland. I was there, and I will never forget being where I was sitting, watching him just fly by in the stretch. So it's cool to see the horses that you grew up watching on the racetrack being able to be such productive sires and produce amazing foals and ones that we'll be able to see in the future.
No doubt about it. The other question I had for you is, we talked about how much early pace there is in race number 7. And I think you know this as a handicapper now in the simulcast desk. Sometimes what you see on paper is not what happens out on the racetrack. And the problem is the jockeys also are all looking at the racing form. So the last thing they want to do is
Hopefully they are.
Hopefully. Let's just assume they are. But, is that frustrating to you when you think there's going to be a lot of pace, and then all of a sudden the tactics change and the trainers and jockeys and owners kind of get together and say, well, let's take her off the pace today, and the race unfolds differently than what it looks like on paper? Do you understand what I'm saying or asking?
Yeah, I would say, because I have the jockey experience behind me, it's not really upsetting, because I know that anything can possibly happen.
Sure.
Yeah, I know that anything could possibly happen. So I don't think, a lot of the time, it's not what the tactics are going into the race. I think it's just how the horses break really determines if they go or not.
If they break sluggish, if they break slow, if they lean to one side.
You could have all the instructions in the world to tell you to go to the lead, no matter what. I heard that so many times. But if the horse doesn't break good, there's no way you're going to get there. So it really is just how they come out of the gate and hoping that you get out well and can follow those instructions.
Sure. Very well put. Race number 8 begins the $5 late daily double, also with a reduced 15% takeout. We kick off this wager sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the main track. Allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than 2 scratches. Scratch the 3 and the 4 Cornucopian, who's taking blinkers off for trainer Bob Baffert. Highly regarded 3-year-old last year, now on the comeback trail. Slam dunk here, or are you looking elsewhere in race 8, Jessica?
I'm looking to Cornucopian, and honestly, the reason that he is my top choice in here is because I saw him yesterday schooling, and he could not look any better. Me and Zoe Kevin both had to ask the groom who it was. He looked stunning. So just the fact that he looks so good off the layoff. I did watch some works on First TV. I didn't think they were super impressive off the layoff, but he's been working well enough for me to say that I think he can win this race. And he cuts back in distance off of the layoff, which I like quite a bit. I did use the number 2 Red Flag underneath. His buyer speed figure that he earned at 93 last time was super impressive. He had a really impressive victory, and I feel like if there's a bunch of early speed to go with Cornucopian, he could sit right off of them them. I know Simple Song is going to be close. He's been very fast. I think he's probably the speed of the speed. And then Cornucopian can maybe sit right off of him, and Red Flag can be behind that group and hopefully make a run at the end and complete the exacta.
We close out a solid day of racing under beautiful weather conditions in race number 9, offering $1 super high five wagering, sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the flat turf course. This race is for maiden special weight 3-year-old fillies. Number of scratches in here: 1, 4, and 6 from the main body of the field have been declared out of the race, as have the 2 also eligibles, 13 and 14, also taken out. So 1, 4, 6, 13, and 14 all declared out of the race. The lukewarm morning line favorite, number 11, Counterbalance, from the Michael McCarthy barn at 7-2. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Jessica, one more time, you wanted to show a workout courtesy of FirstTV.com. Who would that filly be?
This is for the 8, Mo Sasha. I actually used the other McCarthy on top. She's working by herself out of the gate. Breaks well enough for a first-time starter. I thought Juan Hernandez is aboard her in this workout, so it's nice to see that he's riding her in the afternoon and has gotten to know her in the mornings. But she is just a beautiful filly. I've heard her name multiple times. Ricky Gonzalez, my husband, who works a lot in the Michael McCarthy barn, has told me how good she's been working for quite a while. So I used her on top in here. She seems very classy. For a first-time starter to be able to work by themselves like she did in this work, I thought was really impressive. A lot of the time when they don't have as much experience, they'll put some company with them to kind of just ease them along. When, you know, horses are herd animals, when they're with another horse, they feel a lot more comfortable. So for her to never race before and work like this as a young horse by herself, I thought it was really impressive. She gets a little bit urging at the end, responds to it, which I really like. I'm okay with horses getting urged in the works, but as long as they're responding to it. If they're not responding to it, then there's really no reason for the urging. So I really like that she responded to Juan there and that he's gotten to know her, and she is my top pick.
She is 8-1 on the morning line. You also like a bit of a long shot as your second choice, number 2 from the John Sadler barn. Tell us why you like her.
I like her really. She's had some really good works in her past few on the training track at Santa Anita, so I think the turf is right up her alley. Her mom, Dominga, won her first start out, a maiden special weight long on the turf here at Santa Anita, so she has win early pedigree and on the turf pedigree. So I liked her as well. And a long shot that you should not leave out of your ticket, people.
I'm all ears.
Is the number 3 Caves for my dad, trainer Phil D'Amato. I don't know why she has run so bad in her last 2. She gets to the turf today, which she's not necessarily bred to run on the turf, but I really like the way she's been working. If you watch on First TV, her work on January 25th, it was super impressive. She was best of 2 other horses from the Phil D'Amato barn, and she's had talent. I just don't know why she hasn't shown it. So hopefully the turf will change that.
First time turf, first time Lasix for Jessica's long shot play in race number 9, number 3 Caves. Jessica, you described Mo Sasha as being classy. You certainly exude class as well.
Oh,
so thanks so much for your time and insight today. Obviously, best of luck with your selections, and more importantly, best of luck with the delivery of your beautiful baby girl.
I'm going to need it.
Our fingers are crossed. Before we let you go, just a couple of quick reminders. The $1 Coast to Coast Pick 5. Did you see the payout yesterday? Over $10,000 today. Coast to Coast Pick 5 sequence begins with Gulfstream Park, race number 9, 1:15 p.m. Pacific time. And the other wager, the Sunset Pick 6, combining the last 3 races from Gulfstream Park with the last 3 races at Santa Anita. Carryover time, $8,000 already in the kitty for the Sunset 6. Keep in mind, tomorrow we resume live racing here at the Great Race Place, an 8-race card beginning at 12:30 p.m. Until then, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you have a great afternoon, and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem. Good afternoon and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the great race place. The track is fast, the turf is firm with the rail on the turf at 0 feet. Here are the changes. Nothing new to report. The first race is the start of the early pick 5. And we do have a sunset pick 6 carryover of $8,422. The sunset 6 starts with Gulfstream's 10th. No changes in the opener. In the second, early pick 4 wagering is offered. And there are no changes in the third. Race 4 is the start of the $2 pick 6. It's the San Pasquale Scratch 5, Pony Express. Fifth race is the first leg of the all-turf pick 3 and late pick 5, Scratch 2, Just a Kiss, and Scratch number 9, Green Zone. Race 6, Scratch 1, Duntov, 3, Crude Velocity, and 6, Ruler of Law. In the 6th, kicking off the late pick 4, Scratch numbers 1, 3, and 6. The 7th is the Megahertz. Late pick 3 wagering offered, just the blinker note. In the 8th, Scratch 3, March of Time, and Scratch 4 for All Mankind. And in the 9th, Super High 5 is offered. Scratch 1, Silky Seve. Scratch 4, Acoustic Kitty. Scratch 6, Little Opal. Scratch 13, Kizazi. And number 14, Lady Detective. 1, 4, 6, 13, and 14 are out of the 9th, which offers Super High 5 wagering. Enjoy your day at Santa Anita Park, where the Coast to Coast Pick 5 combines races from Gulfstream and Santa Anita. Player-friendly 15% takeout, retail wager only, and it starts with Gulfstream's 9th in a little more than an hour. They'll be at the gate for race 1 in Arcadia at 12:30.